Welcome to the Muddy Corners podcast with Timid Turmoil.
I take off the shirt and they're like, uh-oh.
Kade Byrd.
He's also the ex-host of this podcast.
Today's guest, Seasonal Depression Party. Welcome back to the Muddy Corners podcast, a podcast dedicated to explaining our own negligence. That's right. It's been another year of us just saying that we're going to get back to it, and this year is going to be our year, and then we just basically put out 3 episodes and we ghost our audience for an entire year. But we're back. But at what cost? Because we have some terrible news. You've seen the title of the episode. You know that there's a big X covering Kade's face. And this is our last episode. We're going to get into it a little bit more. We're going to talk. I'm going to ask Kade why he's such a traitor, why he sold out. I heard that he's a sellout. Kade.
A sellout.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Where does that come from?
That's just like, you know what? You're a poser. You fucking poser.
By doing what exactly?
You know what? I'm just throwing words at you. I can't be mad at what you're doing, all right?
Okay.
I'm going to miss you, and I'm lashing out, all right? What we have here is beautiful. I could kiss you right now. Let me first explain that this episode is a seasonal depressional party episode.
Seasonal depression party.
I'm saying it right? Every time I've said it, you've repeated it, and it made me think, oh, what did I say? What did I actually say?
Seasonal. You said seasonal depressional party.
Oh, I am saying it wrong.
That's what you're saying.
Because we said off mic.
Season depressional party isn't a bad way to say it, I guess, though, either.
It's seasonal depression party.
Mm-hmm.
Depressional isn't a word.
I don't quote me on. I don't know.
Well, anyway, you if you
this
don't
is
know,
the beginning of the end.
This is the beginning of the end. This is the beginning of the episode. This is, by the way, the Muddy Corners podcast. We are here with Seasonal Depression Party, or at least just one part of it. Logan wasn't able to make it. Seasonal Depressional, fucking goddamn it. Seasonal. Depression party. I told you this is what happens when we fucking make a podcast at 8:30 at my bedtime.
Well, and this is what happens too when you have too many syllables in a band name.
That's totally right.
Mm-hmm.
Because people get too crazy with their names, and then you basically, I think it's fine if you say what's a band that has so many fucking syllables in their name, but you could say it wrong and people will still know.
Hold on. The world is a beautiful place, and I'm no longer afraid to die.
That's a band name?
That's a fucking band, yeah.
No way.
It's ridiculous, dude.
I know that there's
and they shorten it. They've released so many records at this point that I'm pretty sure on their records it's they just put "the world is a beautiful place." ...
That's a solid idea because
which is still too many syllables, dude.
Well, they didn't want to lose their core audience. Another one is there's Bandits of the Acoustic Revolution. They have a song that's like, they provide the paint for the picture perfect, something that will last a lifetime for this endeavor, for my beautiful love, my one, you're the one. This is a ska song that's, we're an acoustic ska band. Here we go. This is the one EP that we have. And that's the song title or something like that. I can't remember, you know what I mean?
But Fiona Apple is notorious for having poems as the names of individual records.
Yeah. Anyway, we don't have Logan here. Seasonal Depression Party is the reincarnation of what we used to call Black Lab, that later reincarnated into Black Labrador. because you almost basically got sued and lost all your livelihood, right? No, it was one hateful comment.
It was one hateful comment of a band that already exists called
Scary.
Black Lab.
Kade Byrd, he left gas in the booth like he sprayed turd.
We have Kade Byrd. He well, goddamn. Let me
so
introduce
sick of that
myself,
track, dude.
Are you sick of it?
I'm so sick of it.
Why?
That's the only verse. That's
Well,
it.
That's because you were supposed to come up with the actual verse for it. That's really just the hook. It shouldn't be repeated that many times in the actual recording, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the challenge that we should do today?
That might be the challenge we should do today.
Yeah. We don't need a damn cajon or some drummer.
No, you never need a drummer.
Sorry, Logan. We got a computer right here.
Actually,
All
the
right.
first metal band I was in, called Written in Braille, we didn't have a drummer. It was very bold.
Whoa. I didn't bring up this band in our Black Lab episode.
Yeah, also it was awful. And there is video footage of 2 different shows on the internet somewhere. It was at Mojo's, which is a Ogden local all-age music venue, or was, and he would record the whole thing. He like filmed the whole thing on like a Nikon camera or whatever, and so that is floating somewhere around there.
That was the one thing you hid.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, there's probably so much fucking dirty shit you're hiding. I want to fucking dig in there. I know you're hiding something. Dude.
Considering how much awful shit is online, yeah. I mean, mathematically,
Right.
it would make more sense that I have.
That you be part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I didn't even introduce myself. My name is Timid Turmoil. We're here with Kade Byrd.
Kade Byrd, he left gas in the booth.
I am Timid Turmoil, the human YouTube comment. And Kade Byrd, he looks like a reformed crust punk, but actually only listens to Wilco. He's also the ex-host of this podcast, one of the founders. This is our last episode. We should probably get into. Do you want to tell them what's going on? Obviously, you don't have to share everything, but
Yeah.
I feel like you might be the best person to explain it.
Should I explain what's going on? I mean, in short, my girlfriend got the opportunity, or was offered a position as a associate producer for the local PBS station in Washington, D.C., of all places.
And so you're about to leave.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm an electrician. I can get a job anywhere. So it's,
Yeah.
but we're very excited. We don't live in, we're not going to be living in Washington, D.C. We're actually like west of the Potomac River in like Arlington, which is cheaper and safer and easier with a shitload of dogs.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. It's such a cool opportunity that you're able to take advantage of.
Yeah, there's not an option to say no, really. I mean, that it's awesome for her, and I've never been further east than Minneapolis. So and we're not flying. We are driving a Kia Soul with 3 dogs
Kia
in the back. 2,000 miles. It's gonna be fun, dude.
Yeah.
We're stoked. But Chicago's gonna be cool. We're gonna go stalk the musicians of Wilco that currently live in Chicago. We're gonna go.
Of course, dude.
Mm-hmm. We are.
Don't be fucking creeping on them too
Go
hard.
to
They probably
the
get that shit
Wilco
all the
loft,
time.
and we're just gonna hide in the background as they practice.
Well, if maybe we can make a connect and get them on the Muddy Corners, I don't know. Maybe you hit up Ian McKay,
Mm-hmm.
see what's up.
Mackay, I've been corrected.
So have I.
Yep. When
Just now. It's been a long time since I said his name. I was a big Minor Threat fan. Well, I'm excited for you. I'm happy for you. I'm glad that you are able to do something cool. I'm bummed. We actually have talked in the past. There was a time where I was going to move, and I basically asked you if I could just take the podcast.
mm-hmm.
And so when you said that you were moving, it was just kind of like, it was obvious that that's what I would like to do. Just because there's so much of this podcast that I feel like if I were to do another podcast, it would just be a ripoff of this. If I wanted to continue to have guests on it,
Sure.
which is basically what I'm going to continue to do after you leave, right? It's just going to be a ripoff. Do you think everybody's going to leave because they're all your friends?
I would hope so, but I know that's not the case. You'll probably, I mean, this is probably where it takes off, actually. I think this is where it you start like gaining listeners and a following.
Dude, we've actually, without releasing any new episodes besides the 3 this year, at the beginning of, or last year, 2020, we've been gaining listeners. We've been getting like more than what we had before on a regular amount, on a regular
like
basis,
on a monthly basis,
on a monthly
or something?
basis.
Okay,
we're going up.
Really?
Without putting any content, which means that people dig it. It's something that I have loved doing. And like when you, obviously, when you came to me and said, let's do a podcast, I think that it actually pushed me to put music out, and it helped me socialize with the scene and get to know the scene. I've definitely been recording a lot more music since I started this podcast, not that I've been putting a lot out either. It's, I'm just kind of like grateful that you, it's so weird because I off the mic, I'm a very quiet and shy person. We had hung out before. We went to a few shows together. My girlfriend at the time, wife now, knew you through your guys' work. And I would say that I would guess that I would be an odd choice to choose for a podcast.
I mean, we were kind of strangers still at the time.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
I remember you.
However, it seems like it seemed like at the time when you would come up in conversations, or even when I would briefly see you, I mean, you were working on learning recording software on your own. Like you were, I mean, you had this work ethic about that. And after I had blindly bought a interface and some microphones to start a podcast, quickly realized that it was beyond my skill level comprehension, and you knew that stuff. So I don't think it was an odd choice, actually.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I think it was like, regardless of the person that I had reached out to start a podcast before that, I mean, thinking back on it, you were the logical choice because you had those skills.
And you could just like, I hope this dude just hits that record button and then lets me take it from there.
Kind of what happened.
No, I think the opposite. Maybe
yeah,
that's.
I know.
I think
that was sarcasm. That was an attempt at sarcasm.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Well, now that you're leaving me,
for another woman.
For another woman, and you're leaving me forever for another woman. Basically, like everyone else I love in my life. Can you tell me why it is that I can't make a band?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question, dude.
So
which is crazy
blaring...
because the Dog Shoots Owner stuff is fucking awesome, dude.
Thank you.
Super well written. It's like progressive in awesome ways, and you have a great fucking voice. And it's experimental, dude. And that some of those are things that I don't have in my music, and it always surprises me when you're so close, you get so close to getting a band and it just falls apart,
Yeah.
And that's wild to me.
Well, I appreciate you saying that because I do feel like a crazy person sometimes. I was hoping that you would actually give me like some dirt and be like, dude, you need to stop fucking. First off, don't put a picture of somebody else that makes it look like they're doing the Hell Hitler on your shirt when you first meet them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is something I do. I get compromising pictures and I put it on a shirt when I first hang out when I'm first jamming with somebody, right? Mm-hmm. You do something like that when you first jam with somebody, right? You give them a
definitely.
gift with their face on it, like a cake, or like a shirt that says "I liked your bass," and then the ass and the bass is like capitalized. Anyway,
should we talk about the shirt here then, since you just said that?
Yes, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, just for some context here, Trevor had a T-shirt made. On the front, it's got this this picture of a very young, insecure, self-conscious, uninspired Kade Byrd.
Oily,
Misshapen.
like young most people.
I miss being that skinny,
most-
though, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do miss that. This is a Kade that is trying much too hard.
So that's on the front. I have a shirt. It's purple. It has a picture I pulled off of your super old Instagram, and where you're. I don't even know how old you are, but you're probably in high school.
Yeah, I'm like 15 or 16 there.
Looking like a straight up dork.
That is a kind way to put it.
Yeah. Can we explain how I revealed it to you?
Yeah. So for a socially respectful / distant going away get together, we
Hardly anybody there too.
I invited all my friends and 2 of them showed up. No, we did like a live music in my friend's backyard. Sean, our buddy Sean, brought all of his what would you classify that as?
Live music equipment.
Yeah, lights and the whole thing. And we had a local band, Dearth, play.
We've had him on the show.
Mm-hmm. And then
Matt's been on twice.
And then my band played, and after our set list,
Socially distanced outside.
nobody
Nobody wanted to come to this.
wanted to come. No. Also, nobody wanted to give hugs either. You took off multiple layers of jackets.
So let me first explain that we were recording the music as well as we had 2 cameras pointed at you for the set. And so after the set was done, we had 1 camera that was aimed at my back, and then it was showing your face reaction looking at the front of my shirt with the very young Kade, insecure, in high school, right?
Well, and then Trevor turned around to show me the picture on the back of the T-shirt, which is a very recent picture of an also insecure, uninspired Kade Byrd.
Oily.
Oily.
It's the thing is you
Mutton
look
chops.
at him and you assume that he was a crust punk for years, but this picture on the front actually disproves that.
It does. I had to reverse. I went reverse. The picture is taken way out of context, and it makes me look like I am. I don't.
Hailing
really
Hitler. There's a picture of you. Basically, the picture is from your Instagram. By the way, the words say, "Ass full of poop." Say word.
Oh my god.
Bird, he left gas in the booth like he sprayed turd.
So, it has the big bold words. So basically, it's you doing a signal to your dogs. You're right before you give them a treat, right?
Yep.
But your hand
It's
is
a
up in
signal
the
for
air.
upset from lay down. Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying, because I'm sure that other people use that same method, right? But I cropped all the dogs out, and it looks like you're just doing a Hail Hitler.
Yeah, it does.
And so what was so great about this reveal is that the cameras, I take off the shirt, and they're like, uh-oh, that's a pretty big reveal. Kade is hailing Hitler right in front of us on his shirt. And everybody's recording it and watching. And
cheering.
And cheering. And you are only able to see the front of the shirt. You think that it's only the front of the shirt. And you're like, oh my God, you have this young picture of me. And, that was a great gift, kind of like this song.
Kade Byrd, he left gas in the
So basically, we are going to take the video, and I'm going to mix the set, and I'm just going to make a music video out of it, and it'll just be like a cool This is a gift I hope you like. You know?
Yeah.
I the thing is I'm wondering if you're like, I don't want this music out. I don't want this video out.
Yeah, I
like
do.
every
Let's
other thing
do
we
it.
record.
No, yeah, let's do it. No, it's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
That's a great gift. Thank you.
And so, do you want me to just put it on the Muddy Corners highlight page?
Yeah.
So we'll put that up there. I'll announce it on the Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. We're not ready to the plugs yet, but you know what? Pull out that daggone phone and do it right in the middle, right now. You don't need to turn this off to go to Instagram, dude. Anyway. So yeah, I of course am wearing that same shirt. I was gonna reveal it to you on the podcast,
but a better opportunity arose, I think.
Totally, because this is a visual medium. We do too many
in front
visual
of an
gags
audience
on this joke.
That's fun.
Yeah. Do you want the shirt, by the way?
No, I want you. I want you to wear it.
Okay. I really wouldn't feel comfortable wearing it to take my garbage out.
Do you wear it to bed?
I haven't worn it since. So it's an end of an era, and I've been thinking about our episodes together. I've been listening to old episodes. I have already do listen to a lot of our episodes.
That's where our listeners are coming from.
No,
that's where this spike of listeners is coming from.
No.
This is you just you just have them queued up when you go to bed.
No.
So that
I always use the my direct files on my laptop. During that, I basically wrote something that we could add to our Facebook page description now. Do you mind if I share it?
Go for it.
It is a unique and fair portrayal of how chaos and beauty can meet and reach common ground. With a solid foundation of dissonance and atmospheric pressure, they are able to obtain extremely well thought out layers that keep you guessing around every corner while allowing the feeling of an eerie familiarity throughout their collection of haunting episodes.
I wrote that.
What?
I wrote that for... I embarrassingly recited
for
Hemwick's description of their music.
You're saying I didn't write this for the show?
You didn't write it for the show. No.
You said embarrassingly? You don't think that was a good description of Hemwick?
I mean, I think it is. I just think... I don't know. I just shouldn't have said it on the show.
Yeah. But here's the thing.
It's just my anxiety. I always think that everything I do is fucking stupid.
You know why, though? The entire show is built on me, like, basically picking on people for petty things. And so...
You know what, dude? I'll think about saying this on that show from time to time, and it makes me feel awful.
Really?
Yeah. I feel that anxiety, like the tightness in my chest all over again.
It's funny because you have talked shit on people who deliver stories, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But it's also very funny. Here's my idea, though. I think, you know, I while you feel that, I still feel like you still bring that out. And I appreciate that because we just remove anything that's actually boring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything that sucks, I edit.
Yeah.
People don't know I edit the shit out of this, and this episode's still going to be 2 hours long. But this is the end of an era.
Yeah. It's tight. Hardest penis. What do you got over there?
This is the last Kade episode. Oh, well, I got this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It's tight.
Oh, dude, this one's my favorite.
I've got one major project coming out here.
That's probably my funniest joke.
Yeah. And your longest running joke too.
Yep. I will never get to that punchline, dude.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Dude, I'm coming when they're making out. It's tight.
I basically packed this thing with all my favorite Kade quotes.
It's tight.
You know, of course, this one we had a great time with.
Is that me?
It's tight.
Yeah.
Wait, is it you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you, dude.
Dude, I'm coming when they're making out. It's tight.
It's tight. It's tight. It's tight. Hardest penis.
Yeah. But this one's a classic, right?
They have the fucking hardest penis in the galaxy.
Oh my god.
It's like, holy shit! I can't even hide this, dude. You can't even. You can't even put it in the waistband, dude, because it's like it doesn't even.
Tight.
It doesn't reach. You know.
Oh, that shit's so funny.
It's
But
pretty good.
while these sound like maybe just a funny way to pick on you, these are great bits. All right. And that's something that we're not going to have anymore.
Sure.
Yes. So we kind of have some new news. And so let's just raise the hype a little bit, dude. I got a little theme song for this next segment because we have something really cool to announce, all right?
All right, let's hear it. Yeah. It's tight.
Kade Byrd, he left gas in the booth like he sprayed dirt. Ass full of poop, y'all can say word. He masking the truth, that's why it's way absurd.
It's tight.
I've got one major project coming out
gas
here.
in the booth like he sprayed dirt.
They have
Ass full of poop, y'all can say
fucking
word.
hardest penis
Masking
in
the
the
truth,
galaxy.
that's way absurd.
It's like, holy shit! I can't even hide this. You can't even. You can't even put it in the waistband, dude, because it's like it doesn't even reach. It doesn't reach. It's tight. You know, because Kade Byrd podcast. Hardest penis. Dude, I'm coming when they're making out. It's tight. It's tight. It's tight.
I'll have stuff soon.
I'll have stuff soon.
Yeah, look out for that black lab.
Kade Byrd, he left gas in the booth
Yeah, we're
like
getting
he
pretty
sprayed
close.
dirt.
Couple weeks here,
Ass
Black
full of
Lab.
poop, y'all
You
can
don't got
say
shit
word.
online right now.
I don't got no music.
That's why
No.
it's way
It's
absurd.
coming though, dude. I mean, like we're tracking, and then Black Lab.
Left gas in the
Kade Byrd
booth like
still
he
don't
sprayed
fucking
dirt.
have
That's
shit
not
out.
true
Ass
because
full of
by
poop, y'all can say
by the
word.
time people listen to
Masking
this,
the truth, that's why it's
there'll
way
be at least
absurd.
one track.
You're gonna buckle
Kade
down.
Byrd,
I feel like
left
I've been.
gas
I
in
feel
the
like
booth he
after
sprayed dirt.
every podcast,
Ass full of poop, y'all can say word.
yeah, it's
Masking
coming
the
along good.
truth,
It's
that's
super
why it's
close.
way
Really close.
And we've been saying that for almost a year now.
Kade, you could find him. He still doesn't have shit out. We know this already. We've been through this. We don't need to get beat on dead horse
16 times.
every single episode.
It's coming.
Kade doesn't have music coming out. That's what everybody says. Oh, it's coming. We're excited. It's not coming out.
Dude, I'm coming
Okay.
when they're making out. It's
You
tight.
don't have music out, do you?
That was the most.
No, I never will. I don't think.
Yeah, your line at the end was the most. That was the most truthful part of that entire verse.
Which part?
When you were like, everybody says that. Well, we got stuff coming out. You're never gonna release any or whatever
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
Yes. There was a lot of truth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the big announcement. You're actually going to be putting out Seasonal Depressional Party. God damn it. I said it wrong again. Seasonal Depression Party. What is depressional? Dash Yard Confessional? Dash Yard isn't even the fucking
Dash
thing
Yard?
either. This is what happens when you have me podcasting past my bedtime. Jeez Louise, dude. So not only are we putting out the album of Seasonal Depression Party, I said it right,
Mm-hmm.
but we are also putting out the original Black Lab album.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're still down with that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if we don't tell people the right name,
Yeah. I don't care. Release it as Black Lab.
I could put it on the Muddy Corners highlight channel if you want.
That would be cool. Yeah.
My sleepiness is problematic right now. It's past my bedtime. Nobody's going to want to listen to this. I told you we were going to fuck this up. How were we going to do this? God
That was
damn
one
it.
of the best jokes you've done on the show.
And it was such a fun way
Nobody
to close out
wants
the
to
episodes.
listen to this.
And that little song that I played was a compilation of that. But here's the thing. We're getting 2 albums.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll have maybe I'll play some Timid Turmoil in between segments. I feel like
That
there's
would be
gonna be a lot
cool.
of segments on this episode.
Yeah.
So this is not only a seasonal depression party episode, but also a Timid Turmoil episode because it's just us and I put out music and some hip hop music and maybe you could hear it a little bit right now. No, not right now. Yes, we'll play it in a little bit. My producer told. I need to shut the fuck up, dude. How am I going to make this work? My brain is mush right now. Anyway, So there's new music. I will put it on the. Are you gonna put Seasonal Depression Party on like streaming platforms or just
Probably.
like just
That's the
SoundCloud?
plan. Mm-hmm.
Cool. And then like Black Lab, you don't care that much about, and so we'll just put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
And just send me the art.
Bandcamp maybe too.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, because the art's still really cool. I like it.
Awesome. Yeah.
And it fits with the album too. And I also sequenced it in a way that like there's some nice little flow from song to song.
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Thank you. And there's a secret track, and I don't want to give it away yet, but there's a reason why it's one of the most special secret tracks that there ever are, right? Because there's something special about the silence in between this last song and the secret track on that album. All right. I've lost it.
You've lost it.
All right. So that's a cool announcement, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's tight.
Yeah.
I'm
agree.
hoping that you catch me saying "yup" at the same time.
You just did.
Yeah.
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 I wasn't fast enough.
No.
So there's another thing that you announced. When are you going to put out episodes for the Rough Draft podcast that you announced over 132 weeks ago
Holy
on May
shit.
30th, 2018?
Yeah, that's a lot of work. I still have I still have the whiteboard with day 1 and day 2 and what needs to get done between the 2 days.
All right.
Because like I'm not even gonna get into it. It's not happening.
It
It was a cool idea, but it's not happening.
Now you
anytime
just have
soon.
the whiteboard to think back on it.
Well, yeah, and it's Fuck.
Maybe I promised too soon.
That's really good. That's really good.
Oh, shit.
I forgot about those old episodes, dude.
Dude, there is some incredible performances.
Yeah, Patty is amazing.
Oh, that's a great time for me to announce this as well. So we have a Muddy Corners highlight channel. I've been slowly putting stuff on there, basically like certain funny clips, song challenges, and then the full performances that we had. I've been slowly putting on each full performance. We actually have a longer extended length Patty Talia set. He had like multiple covers that we pulled from it. There's a full 30-minute Hemwick set because we're originally planning on doing all the songs that we recorded. We were going to put it on like Bandcamp or something.
Mm-hmm.
It ended up not happening, but this is actually like there's a couple extra jokes here and there, and a few extra songs, and it's really dope. And I'll eventually have all of the live performances that we don't do on the show anymore. Back to this podcast and the albums, I'm starting to think, is this moving thing just another thing that you're announcing before it happens and it's never going to happen?
I was pretty tactful, and when we started telling people that it was actually for real,
Yeah.
with that fear, like, on the front lines of the anxiety there.
Yeah.
Fuck, what if it doesn't happen, dude?
By the way, this is actually I think the week anniversary of our 4th anniversary of the show, of our recording, not the release.
No shit. Okay.
Because we started on January 3rd, right?
Yep.
What, this is our fucking 23rd episode or something like that? We've been hardly putting
We
anything
do
out.
one episode every 4 months.
And they're incredible. They're
Yeah.
my favorite. It's
Yeah.
one of my favorite podcasts. And it's one of the only podcasts. We've went through this. It's one of these singular podcasts on there. Am I right? And here, this is what I'm going to do in the future episodes. I'm going to be like, am I right, Kade?
Yep.
It's tight. It's hardest penis.
Oh man, you're one in like 5 people I would actually answer the phone for. So I'm trying to see the positive in you moving. For one, I'm just glad I don't ever have to deal with your shitty fucking mic again.
There's nothing wrong with that mic.
It sucks. No, I'm joking. All right, maybe I should continue on with the bit.
Do it.
Okay. This happens all the time when we record. we are trying to A/B test mics, and then you pull out this fucking. It looks like it's held together by duct tape, or there's like glue in between. It's just. It works great on a bass drum, on a bass cab, you know what I mean, or somebody with a super deep voice. But he's always like, let me put it on Cherry Thomas's vocals, or Patty Taylor's. And I'm like, get out of here, Kade, because that microphone
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
sucks dick. And you're always like, why do you hate on my mic so much? And I'm like, why do you always want to use yours instead? Listen to my fucking buttery goddamn voice, dude. It's fucking smooth. You want this bad boy. You know, I'll be fair, though. Your mic, it's actually great.
Mm-hmm.
The physical features I described, calling it, you know, rinky-dink, taped up, and came on, that's not actually true. It's a well-kept mic.
It's been come on for sure.
It does have a little bit of cum on it, which is fine as long as it's not drenched in it. But, you know, it's just my mic is better. And I'm tired of having this conversation where you're trying to put it in places that it shouldn't be. When it just belongs, you know what it's great for? You talking into it.
That is the funniest part of this whole thing is you will ask me to remove it from the amplifier that it was currently being set up for because it doesn't belong there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just how this show got to
Dude,
a point.
it's a mic. It's just okay, whatever.
Your mic
This
is
shit
great.
is funny.
Your mic is great.
Mhm.
All right. I'm just saying there's a certain EQ to it that fits right in between them instrumentals, baby. Listen to this goddamn smooth voice. Anyway, so no more poopy mics.
No more poopy
in
mics
in the new show.
Yep.
No more Kade. We got rid of that guy. Am I right?
Yeah.
It's tight. Hardest penis.
Did you purposely turn this into a Radio Lab episode? Because, you know, I hate the...
I know that you've always described that you don't like sound clips and you don't like Radio Lab because of that. I've never listened to Radio Lab, and I only listen to comedy shows, and they use sound clips effectively. And you know what? So have I.
No.
Making people listen to me poop, doing fart noises. Dude, I got this on deck.
Yeah.
Here's what I wish we could do. I actually wish that I could have an episode of the Ass Blast podcast where I interview you while you poop.
I mean, we could still do that.
Do you have a poop ready right now?
We could do that in the future. Oh, no.
Not right now. All right. Oh, my God. What? Who's that? Is Kevin's grandpa? No
I'm not
way.
doing this bit.
Kevin's grandpa
I'm
just
not
walked
doing
in the
this bit.
room. Look, you know what I like about Kevin's grandpa? Hey, Kevin's grandpa, come over, walk over here. We can't even hear you on the mic over here. You got to get close so we could hear you. It's funny because Kevin's grandpa made an appearance on the first episode of 2020, and he's always mentioning how difficult the journey is. You know, it took to get there. How he made it to the certain location. He's always making slight tips that maybe he had to escape a crew of nursing home security guards. I like how he always constantly interrupts. And the one thing that we know about Kevin's grandpa is that dude still has baby puke on his mouth.
Oh, no.
You don't want to be Kevin's grandpa?
I don't want to be Kevin's grandpa.
Oh, man.
I forgot the voice, dude. If I
something
see if I remember
had such
correctly,
a
I
hard
gave
time
way.
getting here.
I feel like if I remember right, I did give up a third of the way through trying to do that.
Yeah. But it was also comedy gold. It is so far past my bedtime, and we still have more content. We are on the last episode with Kade Byrd.
Kade Byrd, he left gas in the booth like her.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's the last one, the end of an era. Trevor's gonna... Timid Turmoil is going to continue on with the show. Most people will stop listening. It's going to go downhill, but I did actually tell people that my goal is to start doing consistent episodes. That way it looks like Kade really held me back.
It's a fucking genius idea.
Yeah, because now I have this excuse to just go hard, and I'll be like, they're like, wow, where did you come from? And I'm like, listen, been doing this a long time, but I got rid of fucking Yoko Ono over here.
Consolidated ghetto, sedated fellow, stay mellow. White tea, bellow till it chrome yellow. You pray hell no. It stacked the crystal like a leg of the cell. He backed the pistol, said you're ready to hell. And break by, point the barrel at a strange guy. Aim high, vision blurred cause his brain's fried. Trying to cope without a hope. Loose ends get hard tied. Stitches get they
How are we going to do this? We're recording at 8:29 p.m. That's Trevor's bedtime.
It is.
Fuck, that's Tim's bedtime. That's Mr. Turmoil's bedtime.
I like Mr. Turmoil.
It definitely is a little bit more maniacal.
Yep.
And I'm folding my hands right now as I say it too.
Because
can
you're
hear them.
cold, though. It's not a Mr. Burns thing. You're doing it because you're cold.
You think I'm cold?
Yeah. You look uncomfortable in a way where I would assume that you're cold.
First off, my shoulders are always this tight because my anxiety, and I had to just because I had to walk a little bit today. I'm exhausted. You know what I mean? Like setting up these mics were a fucking workout for me, and it got my blood pressure up, and my brain is hardly working. You know, where is it gonna go with that? There's no way. There's nowhere I could go with that. Not entertaining. I'm cold. No, you were going.
You're cold.
We were going in a good
Yeah,
place.
we were,
Hold on.
yeah.
Let's see. Let's just address the elephant in the room. It's me. 2020, I gained like 60 pounds. All right. And I call myself an elephant because, for one, I'm the fattest I've ever been, and my fucking dick is gigantic always. All right.
Is the large dick just like a side effect of your weight gain, or just has it always been?
No, I think that there was a little bit of fat built up on my dick this year, but
so is the weight gain worth it?
I'd say no, because the problem is that it technically is fatter, but because the rest of my body is fatter, my dick looks like it's not. I used to have
It
like a
looks
fucking.
smaller.
I used to have an 8 out of 10. You know what I mean? But now it's like a 7 to 5. You know, and that hammer just isn't looking as good with all that fat around it, and so. I would say that the big dick is actually just a side effect of whatever's happening with my head right now, which if anybody has seen me in person, I've been balding since I was 14. All right. It's one thing to be a teenager and insecure and worry about acne. It's another thing to worry about that acne on your bald spot. You know what I'm saying? And so, basically, I think.
Did you hide it? Did you try to hide the balding in high school?
In high school, I hid it until I was like 25, dude. I was like afraid of the wind my whole life. Like one
Hats always. It's like, dude,
hats-
it's 98 degrees. Why are you wearing a beanie?
Exactly. I was a beanie guy. But not only that, but I lived in the high desert where they have the Santa Ana winds. It's so windy that like I would have to like turn a certain direction so like my whole shit wouldn't be discovered, because it looks. You know, at 14, I had Bruce Willis's hairline from Die Hard. You know what I mean? And then, like, in my 20s, it just turned into Bruce Willis in Looper. You know what I mean? Where he's the mid-age before, after he's actually the other actor. And then now I'm just Bruce Willis as Bruce Willis today, which is just, like, basically super bald. I shaved my head. Basically, my family pointed it out since I was 14. And so... there's some jokes there, and then eventually I was just like, I gotta shave it.
Did you ever get to the point where did you ever see somebody who on the street or whatever who was trying to hide it, and it was very obvious, and it looks fucking awful? You know what I'm talking about?
Totally.
Like the
and I didn't see myself as that.
The super exaggerated comb over.
It looks like a big ass spider is sitting on their head.
Yeah.
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 They just got fucking 8 strands.
And you kind
sitting on top of their forehead.
And you kind of just want to go give them a hug and be like, dude, it's okay. You don't have to try to hide that anymore.
It's
just shave it. It's going to be good.
Yeah, and I wonder what the approach is there, because on one hand, like, is it so bad to have a haircut like as bad as what I have right now? I haven't shaved all year, and it looks terrible because I am growing it out for something. Right now, it's untamed, and literally I got hair on my balls longer than what I got on my neck. You know what I mean? No, I'm sorry. I got hair on my neck longer than what I got on my balls. Mm-hmm. All right. You know, let's just say I have a lot of long pubes on my body. I can't figure out the right way to say this, but my fucking hair is long in the wrong places. I remember one time, because I've been shaving my hair for a few years, and I have my wife line it up every now and then, right? And the first time she did it like an inch past where you're supposed to, and it looked like I had a buzz cut mullet. She took a picture and showed it to me.
What was the reaction, dude?
She took a picture and showed it to me, and I was like, "Oh my god! You realize how much further down that's supposed to be? Why is that so thick? It's just as thick. It's literally probably the thickest my hair is on my body, is right at that spot. I don't understand how we, evolved to this point where it's so hairy, but like the trend is to shave it right at the bottom of the fucking ball of the neck, Mm-hmm. Anyway, you know what? I just think that, it's funny because I was young and I was like, I want to get hair plugs and I want to fucking get like the shampoo and stuff as like a kid, and eventually I just got to the point where I was like, I just got to own it because I'm not spending another 40 years on fucking hair products because, for one, I've already lost most of it. There's no getting it back. I mean, it's fucking... I was trying to make it squeak.
And those hair products are a joke, right? I mean, that's a joke.
No, the thing is they keep you from balding. It doesn't grow back.
Oh, sure.
And so if you start to see signs, they have like, and maybe some sponsors will hit us up one day and I could tell them my story. But, and I would tell them how I wouldn't buy their product, but at least you could pay me to promote it.
Sure.
Because, most people don't bald as early as me. Like if I was starting to bald in my 30s, I'd probably do that. Right. But it started in my teens. So I got over it in my 20s. I got over it in my mid-20s.
That's okay. Welcome.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Are you going to sample that?
Yeah. It's already sampled.
Oh, you already took that? That wasn't from tonight?
No. I wish I could sample that quick where you just say something. I'm like, yeah. You didn't say that, though. I don't think you say very often.
What is that?
Yeah. It's just you saying yeah. I think like somebody was like, yeah, and we were doing this thing and it was cool, and you were like, yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably a little more energy though.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Then there's just little old me, pissed off cause I didn't get to eat before I sleep. Teacher bring me nothing but beef, but still empty stomach. Thank God lunch free. Thank God. I think God might freeze past the warm showers and got 8 months free.
So now that we are officially putting out projects, or now that we're officially putting out your music, I kind of wanted to break down, and I don't have any files of the seasonal depression party, season depressional party, right? I don't have the files of that, but I did want us to break down some of the content that you were talking about in the Black Lab album. So tell me what you think about these lyrics.
Yeah, that is I don't even know where to begin here.
It's tight.
It's tight. It's the lyrical content actually is that was sourced from outside of the band.
Interesting.
So like the
You just
vocalist,
bought the
the
lyrics?
vocalist,
Oh,
no,
the
the vocalist
vocalist,
in
okay.
that track, yeah,
Where did you?
in that track specifically.
Okay. Is so? How comfortable do you feel like just kind of giving your music off to some other artist to poop all over it?
Well, there wasn't any consent with that, Trevor, was there? Trevor, that's you, man.
I don't know what you're
Talking
What?
about. You love to talk about my butthole.
You're saying that I am a feature on your album.
You.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
It's kind of
dude.
weird, but I think
It's tight.
Honestly, like the lyrics aside, like you're a better singer. Like you could sing that song, and I probably would like it much more.
You want me to sing the lyrics for the song that you never put the vocals on?
There's no vocals on that track?
There's 2 tracks that are instrumental, and according to Logan, there's one of them should have vocals.
Oh, weird.
Because you gave up on the album.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really good at that, giving up on things.
Dude, I'm ready to give up on you, all right? Jesus.
I beat you to it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wanted to hurt me before I could hurt you. I get it. That's
Yep.
what hurt people do.
Hardest
I hit the wrong one. Anyway. So let's dig a little deeper into your discography because
What discography?
the ones that we're going to be putting
Oh,
out
sure,
soon,
sorry.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Geez, I mean, like, we were just talking about it 2 seconds ago, Kade. Just kidding. I just took a piss in between that last snippet because I got to pee a lot. Let's face it. We've heard this on the show before. I pee all the time, but I edit the show. And so I know when to pee. Anyway, so can you, and I know this content wouldn't have come up just for me, all right? I didn't record every vocal on this album. So explain yourself with this one. I just want to know a little bit more. You talked a little bit about Fet Life before, but tell me about this.
Why is it I can never drink too much beer? Well, all thanks to Fet Life, everything's going right for me. Getting butt fucked is cool. Do what you can, even shoot out some stool, boy.
Yeah.
It's tight.
Trevor, I prefer your vocals on this thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Here's what we should do. Release the original album under a false name and not tell people about it. But we know so we could revisit it anytime
It's a
we
really
want.
good idea.
And then I just completely re-record the album.
Everything? Everything.
You know how
Let's hear the next one. What do you got?
Well, it's just a later piece of the song. And so it does kind of go a little bit deeper into it because we talked about Fet Life on, was it the Hylian episode?
It was, yeah.
I know I eat a lot of shit. Doesn't mean I don't love piss any less.
Yeah.
It's tight.
'Cause I love you and you and you and poo. I love poo. I love poo. Fat life, I love you too.
I don't even know how to react.
It's a pretty deep song about Fet Life.
This is a very deep song about Fet Life.
Is this where you met the one you're moving away with?
My true love.
Yeah.
I would like to keep that to myself. No, we should never be ashamed of our fetishes.
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh, is this where you want me to list them? What do you do? Yeah, okay.
What are the fetishes?
No, I can't.
Is there one fetish that you could share, though?
That feels very vulnerable.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, I think you've pretty much exposed my fetish through these songs.
Yeah.
So I was pretty spot on then.
You're pretty spot on.
It's tight.
I agree. I think that
It's tight.
You almost didn't need me here for this.
well, hopefully, the reason I'm doing such a long episode, so I
So you
have
can
a
get
little bit
all
more
reactions?
Kade.
Mhm.
Yeah. By the way, pretend like I just walked out with my shirt tucked in Britney Spears style, exposing my belly.
Trevor, you have a lot of hair on your belly, dude. Like that? What do you
Yeah,
mean?
Perfect.
Okay.
I just needed something like that.
Okay. Trevor, I didn't know your belly button was pierced.
Yeah, it's pretty cute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got it in the.
I like it. It's pink. It's like a pink jewel.
right.
Mm-hmm. It is cute.
I call that my
That's your vulnerability.
yes. I have. I talked about how bald I was as a child. I do have a lot. My belly button produces a lot of lint from the shirts. It just the hair grabs it and just brings it into my tummy hole.
Sucks it in.
Yeah, so I have like thick. You could just knit a sweater and how much belly button hair or belly button lint I have, because I do have a lot of tummy hair. I've gotten pretty vulnerable, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I showed you my belly button ring, you know, but I think we got down to what we needed to in at least breaking down some of the lyrics of this song.
Yeah.
So I
while
appreciate
still
that.
while still leaving, the majority of lyrics to be, what would I call it? Interpreted on the listener's own account.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Like every single episode, we have to do this. We have to challenge ourselves to a song. I think I kind of already did that. This episode really is mostly about you. We already know that we need a verse on that Kade Byrd song. We need it. And you said that you would do it before, too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're going to do. Kade has got to leave very soon. This is super last minute recording. And I'm going to miss him. And he's going to record a verse, send it to me. I'll throw it together with some hooks, you know what I mean? Or make sure that I'll just send you the beat, you know? I'll throw the hooks on it. And it'll be something like this.
Kade Byrd, he left gas in the booth like her.
Finally, a full version of it from the man himself, Kade Byrd.
Can we kill it at that point, do you think?
Yeah, I mean,
Cool.
you won't be on the show anymore.
That's a good point.
Who will I be able to play that for? You basically fucked up all my bits. They're ending the show like making fun of how you don't put out music. Here you are putting out music. Am I right?
Yeah.
It's tight.
No, it's not tight.
It's tight.
It's not tight at all.
Yeah.
It gives me the biggest erection in the galaxy.
I have the fucking hardest penis in the galaxy.
I like the biggest erection.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that we will. I may employ a Kade Byrd quote randomizer. Just hit a button. It'll
That
just
is
be a
really
random-
good. I would get a fucking kick out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good. So let's.
Could it be like an 8-ball, like a computer 8-ball thing?
Wow, that would
Where
be
you
cool.
ask it a question and it responds with one of these clips.
Yes. Let's see. Well, let me try to think of. Kade, I've been gaining so much weight this year. Like, what do you think of these pants that I've bought like last year?
It's tight.
Your sweats, your comfy clothes.
No, my. Let me rephrase it
Okay,
because
sorry.
you're gonna be. That's gonna be a response to that. It's gonna be how tight my pants are.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh God, Kade, I've been just gaining weight 2020. We've been just, not going out at all. And I've been eating poorly. And do you think I could even wear these pants out? What do you think? Like, they feel like they hardly fit.
It's tight.
You're right. It's a little too tight.
Yeah.
That's going to be the new podcast.
It kind of looks like you're going through like a midlife crisis thing with this, with this new this idea for the new show.
Yeah.
I think you're right. All right, let's get to. I will just be listening to it by myself, and then I'll give my reaction live time like we always do, right? Mm-hmm. So let's do it.
Maybe it's the other way around. And when I keep talking, I hope my friends put me in the ground.
So we fast forwarded some time a little bit. Kade has left us. He's on to his new life. He's left behind everybody he knows and loves and cares about, and who cares about him. And he's on to his new life now, you know. And in typical Kade fashion now, how many times have we talked about Kade? How many times has Kade come out and said, you know what? I have a new project coming out soon. It's coming out soon, dude. And then, have you guys ever seen a new project? I didn't think so. So Kade never sent me a file back like he just promised. Gotcha. I was hoping that, you know, in typical Kade fashion, that he would actually, you know, comically not ever give me the file or ever finish the Kade Byrd song. If you're, you know, a longtime listener of this show, you'll know that 3 episodes ago we came up with the Kade Byrd theme. But it lacked a verse, and we needed one from the man himself, or else can it really be called the Kade Byrd theme song, right? I think not. Anyway, let's hear what he has to, what kind of input he has on his own track.
Kade Byrd, he left gas in the booth like he sprayed turd. Ass full of poop, y'all could say word. He masking the truth, that's why it's way absurd.
Kade Byrd, he left gas in the booth like he sprayed turd. Ass full of poop, y'all could say word. He masking the truth, that's why it's way absurd.
Come to defend the porcelain throne, seat heated, heat seeking. Oop, 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 poop from my bum. I don't swipe after the first one. I stand on my lower intestines just like a shotgun. Pretty clean, but I need a splash. Privilege room temp, sweet stream straight to your ass. This is the Byrd beat. Drop in the stinky bombs practically on our feet. Squatty potty, swiping hotties, driving Audis, killing Nazis, drinking coffee. Oops, I did it again.
Kade Byrd, he left gas in the booth like he sprayed turd. Ass full of poop, y'all can say word. He masking the truth, that's why it's way absurd.
Kade Byrd, he left gas in the booth like he sprayed turd. Ass full of poop, you could say word. He masking the truth, that's why it's way absurd. Kade Byrd, he left gas in the booth like he sprayed turd. Ass full of poop, y'all could say word. He masking the truth, that's why it's way absurd.
Kade Byrd, yeah, let it ride out. Well, man, I gotta say, I did such a good job on this track. I mean, listen to that chorus. The layers, the beat, you know, I handled the production. I'm pretty fantastic on it, I gotta say. So let's get that feedback out of the way right now. What did I think about your verse? It's the Kade Byrd song, and honestly, I don't know. I could do without it. And I think that's the way it's gonna be with this podcast too. Sorry, Kade, but we're just gonna have to move on without your input. I'm still gonna release this song, but I think I'm gonna release the old one. Anyway, nice trying. Just kidding. That was you did a great job. I'm just fucking with you. I liked. I'm imagining some type of attachment on your toilet for the bidet. You had that description well. I feel like you stole my bar about standing up and turning. It's like your ass is like a shotgun. You know, you stand up and it's like cocking a shotgun. You got a whole new barrel or a whole new. Fuck, I'm tired in this review too. I can't tell. So this is on brand with the full episode. Anyway, nice job, Kade. Maybe we'll do a music video one day. And yeah. Anyway, let's get back to the actual interview. Bye.
I know this line's filled with too much chase. I love you too.
All right, we're back. Kade, at this point in time, I have not listened to it, but I'm sure that you did excellent, and the prophecy is finally fulfilled that you... And here's what I'm worried about, that you're just announcing it, and then you'll never do it. But I think that there's a new Kade.
Yeah.
And I'll actually have enjoyed your verse on the Kade Byrd song that, you know what? We don't ever really need to play this song anymore. Because we've already kind of burned it into the ground a little bit. Maybe one day.
Beating it like a dead horse.
Yeah. Beating it like my big cock. Beating it like my big old veiny cock sucking all the hair off the top of my head.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It's tight.
Yeah, so thanks, Kade. All right. This is the last episode, dude. The end of an era. This is the end of an era.
Yeah.
Kade Byrd, he left.
All right. Do you have any last words?
No.
Wow.
No, Trevor, it's just been great to be very uncomfortable in front of, fantastic musicians that I look up to.
Yes.
Next to, like, awesome fucking direction and leadership and a really cool idea of a podcast. And you taught me a lot about even just how to open up a software and do basic things, you know.
Thanks. Yeah, it's the end of an era, and I don't even know how I'm gonna move on. I've been just thinking about it. You know what I mean? Who am I gonna bring in? Like, I feel like I might have to bring in like a real heavy hitter, like Ja Rule or something. He's trending, so I just feel like maybe he might be interested in doing a music-based podcast to get his name back out there.
Yeah, Ja Rule, Ice-T.
Yeah. Ja Rule, if you're listening, hit me up if you want to be the new host, you know? If you are similar to Ja Rule, if you have that same kind of Ja Rule energy, if you bring a little bit of Rule to the table, then yeah, I think that's the new direction we're taking.
Mm-hmm.
And that's final. That's it. That's how we're going to close it. We are Timid Turmoil will continue with the podcast, co-hosted along with Ja Rule, and it will be mostly hip hop. We will occasionally have, I think, maybe like kids bands, just hip hop and kids bands, and Ja Rule,
Like Kids Bop?
Kids Bop
Like covers?
We will have that band on there, but we can't limit ourselves to just the Kids Bop bands.
Sure.
So that's the new direction. I hope you all listen. I am going to start putting out regular episodes, so it appears as if Kade was the only thing holding me back. I appreciate all the new listeners. It's crazy that we've just continued to get more, even though we just put out less and less episodes. But Kade, thanks for coming on. This is it. This is the end of the era.
It's
Goodbye.
emotional.
I
Goodbye.
know. See ya. I think just see ya.
See ya.
See ya.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for listening to an entire episode of the Muddy Corners podcast. Once again, you've gotten to the end. This is going to be a little different. as you could see, you're probably looking at the screen saying, there's a whole other episode basically left in this episode. This episode's kind of long. And that's because I've switched it into this was recorded a little different because it was our last episode. I wanted to be able to just kind of relax and ask certain questions that I normally wouldn't ask on the podcast, or that I would cut out, because I wanted to dive a little bit deeper, and for the longtime Muddy Corner listeners, get a little peek into the inner workings of what Muddy Corners is. And so the B-side, this is the B-sides, which we're just going to call the boring sides. Am I right? I high-five myself. That's the way it's got to be sometimes. When your creative partner leaves you and moves across state, you got to somebody's got to give you a high five. If you can't give yourself the love you deserve, you're in trouble. You got to love yourself before you can love anyone else. All right. This is turning into a preaching session. Anyway, this is just we were sleepy. And so that's why I think that some of these parts are like that I just cut, that I shortened from earlier parts in this episode. But they were running on a little too long, because I just wanted to make sure that we left Kade on the same note that we came in on with the show, and I wanted to give him a normal send off, and then this is just for the fans. After no further ado, the boring sides. I do gotta meditate for a second. How does it feel? Me just eyes closed, touching my eyelids and collarbone.
Is it your collarbone? I was curious.
Yeah, just the very ends, or the very middle bumps.
I mean, you're making me relax just watching it.
Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
I think you make me relax in this show, which is why I'm worried about not having you. It's like this person knows how to actually talk to people. You know what I mean?
Not at all.
No?
No.
No. Here's the thing. I feel like you have basic social skills, whereas I feel very under-socialized. And so there's kind of this contrast that you bring, where you could be the straight man, you could also improv, you could and be the silly person, right? And then but you also just know how to like say hi to a person and like start a conversation.
Sure.
And meet a common ground with them, whereas I feel very very Rain Man when it comes to it,
Yeah, but you're so funny. You set like the standard for humor pretty tall,
well, you bring it too,
and so it was just like, fuck, dude, makes me very insecure on the show.
I actually think you have a lot of hilarious moments.
There are some funny stuff, yeah.
So I appreciate that I could sometimes just focus on basically saying terrible things about our guests without them understanding what they were getting into,
or why they're like, wait, what?
Yeah,
why is this happening?
And I think that obviously there's so many of them that just got it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many of them who were surprisingly, like, they had better improv skills than us.
Sure.
And it was just natural to them.
Davis and...
Yes. I listened to that episode today, actually. Like, they were just going off, and I had no idea how to follow them.
I couldn't. Yeah. No, they would steal it until they stopped doing it.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, okay, this is where we can come in,
Yeah.
I guess.
There was a point where I remember me joining in, and they're like, we're moving on,
They're like, oh, we're over it. It's not funny anymore.
Which was a great bit, too. Like, there are people who don't know what they're getting into, and it, like, completely T-bones him.
Yep. Very large shock value.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's get into the history of Muddy Corners and like
Mm-hmm.
how it started. It started with you reaching out to me and saying, well, you reached out to somebody else before. You wanted to do a music podcast. It didn't work out. You came to me. You said, let's do a music podcast. You said, you wanted to do I think you said 15 to 45 minutes of music.
Yeah.
Which in my head, I
Like
was
a
just,
set list.
yes. Yeah. Basically an album.
And video.
Yes, and
Totally.
video.
Yep.
We wanted video, and the first episode we did have video. The second one we technically did too. I don't think we caught the whole thing,
No.
but it was like just from a cell phone, so it wasn't as nice as Germ's footage that we continued to use on the social media.
And he fell asleep in the corner.
He did
shooting
fall
that
asleep in the
episode.
corner shooting it, but the B-roll footage is really the spicy stuff. And
Yeah,
we got
it
a lot
is,
of
yeah.
B-roll. So,
Mhm.
so you said let's do 45 minutes of music with video, and I was just like yes, because I had already planned on doing a podcast with somebody else, and I've always kind of wanted to do it about like a musical one too, but I didn't know the avenue. And when you told me let's do that, the first thing I was like, engineering that is going to be difficult, doing 45 minutes of music without making it with making it interesting and
Sure.
because I just didn't want it to like drag on like a radio show. I just wanted it to keep it flowing, have good pace, and keep people's attention, and basically like suck people in with jokes and bits, and a deep dive on the guests' life, by looking in their social media, really like doing some Nardwar shit. And where was I? God damn it. Let me smoke again. No. What? Do you help me out here?
Well, you were just kind of going through the history.
Oh, right.
So, you started to talk about how we shied away from the 45-minute thing because we wanted
Right.
it to be something that was entertaining and like unexpected, like around every corner. Right.
Yep.
Because in hindsight, it's the vast majority of people would not listen to all of 45 minutes of a set list on something we identified as or called a podcast, right?
Right. Yeah. Thank you.
And honestly, if it was like 30 to 45 minutes of music and then and then interesting conversations at the end or at the beginning, I think people would skip the music part and listen to the.
Yeah, and I think that ultimately, there's a lot of shows out there that will bring somebody on who, hey, I was just a guest on a podcast, and I have like 100 followers, on each platform, so maybe around 200 at the most, but. They're asking me questions that are like about musical inspirations, the musical writing process, and there's so many of those. And so I figured that I could do something different where we could essentially, have bits, make it funny, and basically regardless of somebody knowing the guest or not, they would have a good time listening to them. And not only that, become a fan of one of these artists who I didn't know until I started doing this show that there's so many talented artists and musicians around here. Like, it's crazy. And I think that maybe back when I lived in California, I was in the music scene a lot. It was just the punk scene. And so it was there was a lot of amazing bands there too, but it was just, I only knew of what was going on in the punk scene. And when I came out here, I just started working and not really focusing on hanging out or going to shows. So I wasn't aware of what the musical scene was around here, where you were very familiar about it, and basically every single one of the guests were your idea to bring on. Besides, I think maybe a few. There might be like one or two. That was my idea.
Yep.
And so you knew the music scene, and I think that once we started doing the show, it just, like with every episode, it just kept getting better. And then I feel like the last 3 that we did at the beginning of 2020 were incredible. And 2020 we said was going to be our year.
Yeah.
And so
And then it was nobody's year.
Yeah.
I made bitches nervous and frantic. They brush their hair in a panic. I wear the finest shirt to think that I was gay and Hispanic. Cross the Atlantic. Take a zombie outbreak, expand it. And I still be the illest on this whole planet. Damn it, I'm nice. Still, I'ma start this shit off sloppy first, granted. Still, I'm the gardener that watered the seed you face planted. You can't handle
Do you plan on podcasting at all?
Uh,
Because I think you were great.
Not in the near future. I mean, it's rough. That rough draft idea is way cool, and it would be.
Yeah, I agree.
I think a couple things have to happen first, though. It's people have to get vaccinated,
right.
and because that is very much of a collaborative project.
Yeah.
But then also, yeah, it's I need to meet people out there that can do the editing. I can't do it.
I think you could. It's just
But
practice.
thanks. I mean, it's been cool. This even the lack of episodes over 4 years has been. I mean, if anything, it was an excuse to get some of my favorite musicians to play, to give me personal live sets
Yeah,
in our own space. You know.
totally. So do the rough draft maybe one day. Yeah, you don't have to do it right away, but think about it.
I'm certainly not going to promise it.
Yeah, that's. I think you learned your lesson there.
Maybe I promised too soon.
That song's so fucking good, by the way.
Good. Is that
By the
the
way-
Fawn, or is
No.
that a different one? Okay.
I think I've named it Internet Friends because there is not another recording of
Oh,
it.
that's that song.
I tried looking for it, and we challenged him to write a song about his Kickstarter. And
That was that.
yeah, and so the thing is I didn't realize it until re-listening to the song over and over again. That song we did before challenging to that. He played it on his set. Is about that, I think.
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah, if you just listen to the words, like
You gave
just-
me all that stuff. I'm gonna have to go back and
Yeah,
listen.
it's so dope, and I thought the whole performance was great. But all of my internet friends think I'm killing it. Maybe if they knew me personally, they disagree. So it's a lot of insecurity while having this like persona of people holding you in high regard, and even though you're just a random person, and basically we made him apologize for the Kickstarter, right? And I think that song already did that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's an incredible song that I think any musician would like really relate to.
Sure.
And hopefully he puts it out on a future project. That was a heart murmur.
It bite ya?
No, it was like where your heart skips a beat.
What?
Sorry, heart palpitation.
Oh, okay.
2020 is a rough year, dude.
Does your heart just skip beats regularly?
Just when I have been over caffeinated. So, most of 2020, most of 2019. It's been like a steady it's been a steady decline.
A slutty decline?
It's Timid Turmoil's story arc has just been a slutty decline of fucking atrocious slutty acts. I've been slopping my way through town, dude. Just slurping everybody, dude. I actually feel calmer right now than when I think I would if we had a guest, because I'm so worried about their time.
Sure.
And I don't give a fuck about your time.
That's okay.
No, just kidding. I know that. I would hope that you would enjoy this time.
I do, yeah. I don't know when I'm going to see you again, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trevor, are these recent goals of yours here?
The post-it notes on my monitor,
Mm-hmm.
they're fairly recent, I would say. And I would
How's
say
the voice acting coming?
haven't started. I looked up some YouTube videos. That was like, but it's something that I wanted to do for a while. And basically, voice acting, I was researching voice acting, and then voice acting was like, by the way, you should learn how to like if you know how to sing. Actually, you know what? It went from voice acting, and then the next day I was like, I want to learn how to scream. They were like, if you want to learn how to scream, you actually need to know how to sing. And I was like, fuck, now I got to learn how to sing. And then I started doing lessons for that, and I realized that I probably just ruined my voice years ago because I could still hit the same notes, but I just don't have the rasp.
Sure.
And I could just feel that it's gone, you know? And I was reminiscing listening to my old music.
You should never do that.
Back when I was balding and 14. You don't know because you don't even have music to listen back to.
I'm not setting myself up for failure in that way, though.
That's funny because I feel like you have this perspective of you don't want to look back and listen to your music, but I love listening to my music. I listen to all my old music. Besides my very first album, it's was recorded really terribly. But other than that, I listen to everything and I accept the flaws.
Yeah.
I am always like, I wish it was mixed better.
But it's punk music.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even like with Dog Shoots Owner, where it's a little bit more intricate, like there's certain tracks that don't have the best mixing. Everything, because it's all mixed by me, so it all can be improved at certain moments. It's fine with what I have, but I always think mixing could be better. But I'm always like satisfied with performances most of the time, even when like like my very old Belligerent Idiot stuff. There's some very bad vocal faux pas, but like my eroticism coming out, which is my inability to say R's. When I was growing up, I said aw.
Really?
Yeah. I had to take speech impediment classes or speech classes. We mostly just played a game and like read cards, and they would just like basically have me say R words.
Sure.
And now I'm R-worded.
You're R-worded.
I'm great at it.
Is that your favorite Queens album?
Queens?
Wait, rated R?
Oh, no.
Oh.
My favorite Queens of the Stone Age album has got to be Songs for the Deaf. That's the one that I first got into, and it also just blew me away, and I just listened to it for years. And I also really love Villains. There's like one or two tracks that I skip, but it's so good. I love it. I know you love Rated R the most, right?
Yeah, I do. I haven't listened to anything since Like Clockwork. Is that what that was called?
Yeah, Like Clockwork. That one's another. That would probably
Didn't they just release a new one? Somebody was telling me that they released a new one. It sounds like Bowie.
Villains. Well, there's a.
I could be thinking of
I
a
don't know
different
Bowie
band, though.
very well, so
Yeah.
I couldn't say. But
Because Villains isn't recent, though. That's like a couple years, isn't it?
It's a few years. They don't have anything newer. Okay. I would know. I would fucking know. Because I'm hot for Hami.
I hope there is a new album.
Dude.
Out. And you post this.
Yeah.
This would be my favorite moment in Muddy Corners history.
Yeah. I bet this is your final moment of revenge.
Yeah.
I gotta start the show.
Really good at being bored with the sound and name of something, and then I think if I rename it, that it'll motivate me to actually release music.
Interesting.
And then that is the vicious cycle. Because I'm about to do that again where I'm at currently.
That's true, yeah. I relate to that too because I really would like to be Dog Shoots owner, but I don't think that the algorithms favor me in that sense. We talked about this before. It was impossible to find my music under Dog Shoots owner. I'm kind of settling with Timid Turmoil, and Turmoil is it's really settling. You know what I mean? Because it's just similar to what the name that I like.
Sure.
You know, I think that it's hard to name yourself. Like, how do you come up with an artist name or something that you're willing to an artist name or a band name that you're willing to stick with forever?
A brand, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't want to get too mad at you, but you definitely are. The funny thing is that you'll go through the process of announcing the project to everybody and then just not put it out and then just go through different names.
Well, what happens is we play that project live, and nobody likes it.
Really? Mm-hmm. The new stuff?
Just the projects leading up to this.
Okay.
We'll play live, and there's like 5 people at the back of the bar, which is deliberate. Just kind of staring at us.
I definitely haven't been to all your shows, but the shows that I have been to, I would disagree. I would say that there was at least 5 people, and there was a few of them really into it. Like, they were really rocking out in the front row.
Well, that's cool.
I really appreciate the Black Lab album that we made. I think that it's good. I think that I would rather not. There's songs that you should be singing on, that we just left instrumental. But other than that, I think it's a pretty solid project. But also if that's also one of the beauties about being able to just put a different name out. It makes me think about Venomous Villain. That's the second album of Victor Vaughn, MF Doom's alter ego.
Sure.
I could be getting Vaudeville is the first one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is just something rest in peace, by the way. I cried all day when I found out about him passing, for real. Like, I just listened to his music. Such an inspiration, such an amazing writer. I probably came up with a game. I do this thing where I'm at work and I would take your name and I would try and make an internal rhyme using your first and last name. That was helping me create a lot of internal rhymes.
Sure. It's elaborate.
Exactly. And so it was like a fun game. And I don't think that I would be doing it without, I was listening to so much MF Doom at the time where he was just like, he would have full bars where it's just like, it's all rhyming, and it's all making sense too and telling a story. So the very first line on Venomous Villain, he says, bum it from your friend. Don't spend that $10. I did it for the advance. The back end sucks. And so he's basically saying, steal my album. And I don't really care. I'm just kind of throwing it out under this name. I know that there's been rumors, there's the dude from Adult Swim. He recently came out and told a story about how Doom basically owed a bunch of music to a record label, and everything he was making for Adult Swim at the time during the Missing Rhyme notebooks, he had to basically, it wasn't theirs. It was legally the other record label.
Oh, really?
And he didn't tell him. So he kind of screwed him over. And so I wonder if this alter ego of Victor Vaughn is a piece of that.
Yeah.
And so what I basically, at this point, I feel like I've released multiple projects under different names too. I've now consolidated them under Timid Turmoil, but they were all, one album was Belligerent Idiot, one album was Trevor with Sublime, or Sublime with Trevor. Another album was Belligerent Idiot, my old band. Or there was the Dog Shoots owner, right? And so I think that having alternate names, actually is beneficial when you don't care as much about the music, but there is people who do.
Sure. I think having alter egos is just fun anyway, and what I mean by that is just
totally
creating different characters, creating a different narrative that creates a different mediums and a creative space for you to get into that doesn't get boring because you have 8 of them instead of just one that you're promised to a record label, right?
Exactly. Quick adage back to the MF Doom thing. I probably, wouldn't have I gave the example of how I used to take names and rhyme them, right? Well, there's a certain rhyme that I don't even know if I would have came up with if I wouldn't have came up with that practice after listening to MF Doom. Ladies and gentlemen, we have everybody in between as well. We have Kade Byrd. He's on the very last, this is our last episode with him. He's our ex-co-host. Kade, I wouldn't have come up with this song.
Kade Byrd, he left gas in the booth like he sprayed turd.
I gotta tell you, dude, this is a little embarrassing. The person who lives at the place that we were at, did they mention anything about my behavior?
No.
Good, because that means that it probably wasn't too bad. So basically what had happened is the entire night, first I walked there with a backpack full of beers, and I drank most of them. I gave them out to other people. It was a socially distanced handout, you know what I mean? And I didn't...
It was more of a toss.
Yes. They was shooken up, but you know me, I tap my beers. I tap my beers before... Anyway, shut the... You know me. God damn it. This is what happens when you do a podcast past my bedtime. Let's move on with the story. So I was pacing myself so that I could record your set. By the time I was finished, I was celebration time because there was extra beers left over, and I was planning on walking back because my fat ass hasn't moved out of my fucking house in the last year, since the beginning of the Brovid, which we only saw the sprinkles of in the 2020 episodes because it was so early on. It was like all in January and February. But basically, I'm bonding a little bit with this person in my memory, right? And there's also somebody else's there. And then we hung out, and I kept drinking because I was like, oh, I just want to drink one more beer, and then I'm on the road. And then we're talking more, and eventually I think that I'm there for hours. And I'm so drunk by the time I'm literally the last person there. You know that I'm the type of person, all of your previous parties, I'm the first person out there.
Yeah, you are, yeah.
I'm anxious. It's tough for me to, I get jealous when you talk to other people. I'm like, hey, I'm coming to your party. Like, why aren't you paying attention to me the entire time?
It's also way past your bedtime.
It's past my bedtime. I'm tired. And I'm just trying to get home responsibly. So this is completely unlike me. I stayed there so late. I don't even remember what time it was, but he offered to take me home, and I was like, I'm good. I need to walk.
Was this guy hitting on you?
No.
Oh, okay.
And so I decide to walk home at that point, and I'm very drunk. I'm slurring my words. The thing is I'm actually pretty good at not sounding like I'm drunk often.
Hiding being inebriated.
Yeah. And so by the time that I was done, as soon as I realized how I was talking, I was like, I'm in trouble. I've already gone too far. But I didn't care because I was just like, one more beer again, and I'll walk home. And the thing about the walk home is it's literally only directly up. It's the worst incline in the city. And I immediately, just the second block in, I realized that this is going to be the worst walk of my life. And even though I walked there just fine, this was another story because I'm going uphill. And I start huffing and puffing immediately, like intense, loud breathing. And basically, the second block in, I black out. My body realizes what trouble I've gotten myself into, and it's just like, I'm dipping.
You're like, we have to send the reserves to these muscles that need to just get us home.
Exactly.
We don't have enough energy to keep the brain working.
And just hope that I don't fall asleep on somebody's lawn, And so basically, I make it home, and the door is locked, and I don't even remember that I have my key on me. And then I just go lay down in the grass and start throwing up. And I do that for a while, and then I wake up, and my wife is like, come on in. You're throwing up in the backyard, And I'm like, all right. I go inside, and so this has been a long time since I've embarrassed myself. And it's one of those stories that started unraveling the next day because I'd black out. Things would come to me, right?
Yeah.
And so I remember getting in the shower, trying to wash myself as good as possible, and then going to bed. And then, the next morning I find out that, I actually got up after the shower, threw up, tried to go back to bed with puke all over my beard. And then, by the way, I was walking in, just like a zombie, like Frankenstein, just chunks all over my beard. And I go to bed after a shower, and I wake up, throw up some more, try to go back to bed with more chunks in my beard, and then I guess my wife was like, maybe get the puke off your face before you rub your face all over the pillow, you know? And I was like, good idea. Well, I don't remember even doing that, right, or saying that, and then the next day, she's like, oh man, you got puke all over the driveway, and I'm like, excuse me? I'm like, if I puked on the driveway, it's possible that I was puking the entire way up. And I'm worried about that, right? And so basically, I don't like this when I am having things revealed to me later on that's embarrassing because I drank too much.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like, it's one of the big reasons why I don't like drinking. And basically, I guess my wife then met the neighbor, and then the neighbor saw me walk outside and was like, oh, I saw that guy before. The other night, he was throwing up and huffing and puffing the entire walk home. And so it was confirmed. It was confirmed. The entire huffy puffy walk up there, I was just throwing up projectile vomit. I had it on my shoes, I realized. And here's the crazy part, dude. She's like, you had a case of beer in your backpack. I didn't put that there. Somebody put the beer in my backpack because the beer that I had walked there with was all gone. But somebody, just because there was leftover beer and the person who drank there, who lived there, didn't want it, somebody put it in my backpack, and I didn't even know that I was walking with this crazy weight.
How do you not register that when you start walking? That is crazy. I mean, being that drunk is
fucked up.
Crazy like that,
yeah.
dude.
Maybe I did remember, or maybe I did notice it, but I didn't consider it at all when I blacked out, and then until the next day. So
I don't think I've ever seen you, aside from that night, I don't think I've ever seen you drunk.
Yeah.
No.
I've been drunk at your previous shows, but I got way drunker after you left that time.
Yeah.
You know? And I was so embarrassed, and I was just like, there's no way I didn't overstay my welcome, or like overstay my, yeah. There's no way I didn't overstay. But damn, dude, it was embarrassing, and I'm sorry to you if you're listening to this.
I went down to a gram from a pound in just a day, chronic. I touched myself and read 50 shades of gray on it. Decaying phonics, unless he's spitting spraying sonnets. I got the bombest shit, I may invade your bonnets. Honest, the psychopath is mostly the calmest. I ain't even got a conscience, I promise.
Wow, I can't believe you listened to this whole thing. This whole boring fucking thing. You know what? I'm gonna take this back. It wasn't so bad. But, somebody as insecure as I is willing to completely, create a whole new name and personality just to not embarrass themselves. Not talking about me, of course. Anyway, this is, I can't do this by myself anymore. I need to go look for the new Muddy Corners host. All right. Thanks for listening this long. I don't know. I will put out more episodes. Surely. I'm saying this so I could commit to it, Anyway. Have a good night. I'm assuming you listen to this at night. Goodbye. See ya.